All right. What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? What's up, TikTok? And what's up, Sir Daryl? You can hear me okay?
We can hear you, Jeffrey Jordan.
We got a tremendous show today, and I got a special guest, my guy, all the way from freaking Florida, Miami. He not Miami no more, but I know him from back in the day, Flea Market USA, Carroll Mart, 163rd, 163rd Street Mall, University Drive on 183rd, where people used to sell those gift baskets in front of their house back in the day. This
Mm,
is my guy, my boy El Teddy. What's up, El Teddy?
how are you, sir? How have you been?
I'm
We're not going to tell the
fantastic.
people
And
how many years we go back. We're not going to tell the people how many years we go back. We're not going to give out all our information. But it's great to see you, sir. It's so great to see you.
listen, people don't know like the origin, the backstory. You know, me being the gopher, helping him out with his channel. He was already balling, but back in the day, I used to have to find guests for the show back in the day. That was back in the day. Yes, yes.
Yeah, this is a legend we got up in here now.
It's great to be here with y'all. To chop it up, have a good time, talk some ruthless, and make it do what it do.
Yo, and for people who don't know, like El Teddy, he's all things current. He talks politics, he gets silly. He has something called Silly Saturday. So he hits all genres, which I do not. But it's always a treat to get him off of his throne and come down with us every once in a while. And I get it. He is here on Perry Necessary. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, watching him talk politics is actually kind of funny.
We have a
It
good
is.
time over there. We do. He'll
You
be
know,
live
and
tomorrow
I
at
think
5.
tomorrow at 5,
Tomorrow at 5 p.m.
I think it's so important because you have a lot of people otherwise would be totally oblivious to what's going on, and he brings it in such a way to where it's humor, but it's also factual. And I think it's so important to get so many young people, so many fresh eyes on current events that's going on today. That's all I got to say. All right,
Absolutely.
so I believe we're gonna be talking some Ruthless today. It started off with a bang, so we got what 4 episodes I believe to cover.
Yep.
Episode 9, 10, 11, and 12. Usually we would do a pause and play, but that's gonna be a little too much, so we're just gonna do a lot of segments, a lot of picture segments. All right. Bum 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 bum. Episode 9. Oh, y'all ready to get right into it, right? No pausing.
And why
Okay.
pause?
So episode 9, Ruth, she realizes her secret has been proven true. Also, Lacey is pushed over the edge, and reporters enter the compound, and Diakon's rage has shocking consequences. Okay, I'm gonna start with Ruth getting pregnant. Is she really pregnant, or is something that Obadiah did to make it seem like she's pregnant? What do you guys think?
It, I don't want to spoil anything, but she's like morning sickness and stuff now.
Yeah, but that could
And
It
be
could.
that could be
it could be
psychologically
something
induced.
else. It could be something else. I mean, well, let me say like this. We know she and the highest had sex. We do know that. We know they've had sex multiple times.
Yeah.
There's a great possibility that they probably were not using prophylactics.
Probability.
Just saying, I don't think a whole lot of condoms be
Yeah, I
flushing
don't think so.
through, the compound like that. So what I'm saying is, when he dipped that spoon into that sugar bowl,
Oh my.
eh, I'm just saying she could have got pregnant.
But so no chance that it's Diacon's because look, the timeline. I'm thinking about the timeline.
But
So
her
could it
and
be a?
Nikon had sex when? I thought that was a long time ago.
Well, it was during the
I
same time frame that she supposedly got pregnant because she was telling Daikon it was his.
Mhm.
But then we have to ask, when did she get pregnant? Because we know she hasn't had sex with Daikon in a long time, and we know she knew she didn't believe she was pregnant. I'm guessing that maybe she had her period or something, and that's how she knew she wasn't pregnant. Because remember, she kept saying, "I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant." And we know they've had sex. Her and the highest have had sex since she had been saying that. So maybe she got pregnant in the later times that they had sex. I don't know. I don't know. It
And
could
this
be
is also a
dichotomy.
Tyler Perry storyline, so we don't really. I mean,
Exactly.
this could have been
It's Tyler Perry.
this could have been 3
So
weeks for all we know.
right.
I mean, she still ain't showing, so it ain't been a trimester. We know
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she's not showing, and nobody is like freaking out that she's not showing, except Elder Mother
Except for
Supreme.
Elder Mother.
Yeah, Elder Mother was real suspicious.
I don't know. I just feel like all of these symptoms are just popping up out of the blue. And like you said, Sir Daryl, it could just be a mental thing. I don't know. Because now she's having morning sickness. So I don't know if she's really pregnant or not, or if Obadiah did something or gave her something to induce these symptoms. Because he's like a mystery to me. So I really don't know.
I'm confused though
Um,
about how she's not freaking out. I mean, I would think that okay, right then and there, she's thinking my life is saved. I'm not gonna be murdered here. But when she gets back and it's just her there, she's not walking in a damn circle saying what the hell, what the like. She wasn't doing any of that. She just changed like immediately. The moment that she
Yeah,
saw that
and
she changed into a pregnant woman, she started being nice to Elder Mother Supreme. She started having
right.
situations where she would have just smacked the living crap out of people, and she was being sensitive towards them. Everything
Even
about her changed after that.
and nobody even questioned it. Not her in the conversation with her and Joan, not her in the
Oh yeah,
conversation with her and River,
yeah.
not her in the conversation with her and what's my girl name? What's the little light skin girl? I can't think of her name. But
The one
anyway,
who
they would
lost her
always
mind.
talk
Zane.
Zane. They would always talk about her not being pregnant and
Yeah,
how are you gonna get over this? And now and none of them even act, hey, when did you get pregnant? Like that's not even a
that's not part of the
conversation.
storyline. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. So that's either bad writing or maybe she's still not. I don't know, or a combination of the two.
I will say this real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jeff, but I do this thing and because it drives me crazy. I look at the very beginning of episodes now to see which ones Tyler Perry wrote, and he didn't write this one. And none of these. He wasn't listed as a writer or a director. He was just the executive producer. So this could be a scenario where the new writers came in and didn't tidy
We're
up.
not aware.
Yeah, because that's the only thing that makes it.
um,
Otherwise, this stuff makes no sense.
it doesn't. It doesn't. Something else that doesn't really make sense to me. Lacey pushed over the edge. Um, when we think about Lacey, raped, beaten, raped again, can I say, can I be surprised that she killed herself, or do I say, Jesus, Lacey, why now? You were in front of a reporter, you had the opportunity to say something, and you set yourself on fire. What do you guys make of that?
I mean, will Lacey even survive? Remember, they shot up the truck when she tried to escape, and we thought she was dead.
Yeah.
And come to find out, she had like pots or something on her.
Yes.
Mind you,
Yes.
bullets can penetrate what she had on her body, but yet still, she managed to still be alive. So, like you said, it does not make sense to the story of Lacey. Like I would think that the time for her to want to check out would have been when she got stabbed, when Oliver got killed and she got stabbed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been it because she was in love with him, and that to me that was the time for her to say, "Deuces, I'm gonna check out." But it goes back to what you were saying, Sir Daryl. Something about the writing here isn't adding up because this does not follow Lacey. And now Lacey done did some crazy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see Lacey offing herself. I see Lacey trying to do something crazy, like when she saw the reporters walking out, her running behind them and trying to walk out with them, as opposed to
Hmm.
offing herself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of reporters, was there any value to them being there? Like, was there any? did they get any critical information? Yes, they got critical information, but did they record anything? Did they? It seemed like whatever they had recorded got taken away, right?
The only thing that got added was I don't know when or how. Somehow they put something on one of them computers because now they have that laptop, and the guy keeps saying, "Oh, they can monitor when people go on their laptop." But other than that, I haven't really seen
I think
what
the
was that.
laptop thing happened before. I think that the last time they did a run of foods where River ordered stuff, he had been talking to them, and I think that they sent a laptop in there, right? That's not, or is that the laptop that the old Daikon had?
I thought that was the one that
Hmm.
the old Icon had,
Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is.
and I could be wrong. Maybe I could be mixing it up.
And
But
so
to me, that's the only thing I can see coming out of it because before this, I don't remember them being able to track somebody on that laptop and what they were doing on that laptop. Like now, there's so and so's doing this. Oh, we
mhm.
see them doing that on the laptop, and we didn't really get a lot of that um, earlier the first half of the season.
Also, it could be that they're the FBI, and all of the things that the FBI would have been doing all along, maybe they're starting to do. Like this, I don't mean to get ahead of you, but this it just drives me so crazy. They don't need a reporter going there. They're dealing with a situation where the compound that they are investigating is outside. You know, like everything is happening out in the open. They've got drones. They have all of these different things that they can use. They do not need in this particular situation. They don't need to monitor them in the same way they would monitor somebody in an underground bunker. They're the FBI. They can monitor the sky.
They'll throw
They can
some
send
tear
all kind of
gas
stuff
in
up in there.
there and take everybody out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
There's
today
some
this could
tear
be
gas
finished by
canisters,
noon.
right? Like, and we know y'all know they've actually killed FBI agents. You
Yes,
know
you're
that
aware of
you
this.
have actual evidence of that. You know
Yes.
they killed the sheriff deputy. The way they would have just tear gassed all of that thing and took all of it, man.
Yeah, they're acting like because of the kids. We're not gonna go in there because of the get the hell out of here. This is everything about the FBI being outside of their walls means everything gets shut down. They're bathing and cooking and sleeping and just going about. They got guards at the gate with armed machine guns, what like aimed at the FBI. No, this just would never go down like this.
And then not only that, couple that with the fact that you're talking, this is a black cult.
Yes.
Hey, these are not the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains, okay? These are black people. Look at perfect example. Look back in the 80s what they did to that group in Philadelphia where they just
Move.
bombed them, bombed
Yeah.
the whole city block in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Women, children, uh, and all.
That
Didn't
group was
care.
called Move in
Move.
Philadelphia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name of it. Move. So that's what I'm saying. If a black cult, yeah, go ahead and bomb them. Look at what they did to David Koresh them,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they were white.
Yes. I mean they did, have a little standoff. They tried their best to but they didn't put up with
Mhm.
this much foolishness. It didn't go
Right.
on this long. They didn't have
You didn't have
they
whole FBI agents that are murdered by
right.
all
Correct.
kinds sheriff's deputies getting murdered and everything.
You
Nah,
didn't have
bro.
anything like that. You just had a dude who said, I won't come out.
That's funny.
All right.
Oh man.
So
Lacey.
boom, we gonna move
Well,
on
can I
to
say one more thing
episode
about Lacey?
10.
Can I say
Go
one more
ahead.
thing?
Go
And
ahead.
Jeff, you know from us doing this for many seasons now, you know how much I could not stand Lacey. So
Yeah, that's
I
true.
am somebody I am not sad to see Lacey go.
Oh man.
Lacey's character irked my spirit the whole time. Like I would just be like, oh my God, really? Like, because she would just do things that really would just bother me. And so I'm not sad to see her go.
So I'm gonna jump ahead for a second. So is Lacey worse than what Andrew?
In what sense?
Is she worse than Andrew? As far as irking your nerves, doing stuff that don't make sense. I don't like Andrew for different reasons, but is it you? If it had to be one or the other, Lacey gone or Andrew gone, who would you pick? I'm gonna ask both of y'all.
Lazy. It's lazy for me. That's real
Wow,
easy. It's
wow.
real easy.
I'm going with
Sir
Lacey
Darrell.
probably for a different reason because I need resolution on Andrew. I need I need for you to I need to find out for sure what the hell is going on in his head. I don't really care what's going on in Lacey's head because that doesn't matter to the storyline. I don't necessarily need that summed up. What happened to her was so crazy that everything that she does is just justified. Andrew is an anomaly, and I do not understand what the hell is going on with him. Every thing that he does is a contradiction to the last thing he just did.
Hmm.
So I
Like,
need
his story arc and his character development just makes no sense. It's
none.
like a pretzel, or the little things they sell at the at the fair when they put the sugar on it and it got all of the twists and turns.
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake,
Funnel.
funnel cake. Yeah, funnel cake. It's like a funnel cake. That's his storyline. That's his character arc. A freaking funnel cake because it makes literally no sense, none at all.
Hmm, interesting. So we firm on Andrew can do no wrong in and
I
out the
have a
studio.
theory as to why it's that way, though. I mean, it's not as much. It's not that much of a theory. More so, what we know. This is Tyler. This is Tyler. Meaning, Blue Kimball is a nice piece of eye candy for Tyler. He ain't gonna kill
Uh-huh.
him off just that easy. I mean, what are we talking about here? You see, they keeping Lewis and George, you
Yeah,
know,
that's a good point.
for all this time. Why? Because that's eye candy right there. And this is Tyler. What are we talking about here?
That is a really good point.
Yeah.
They have definitely served their purpose in this show.
Have
Yeah,
no
I
reason to be
actually
here.
I actually thought he died when they stabbed him in the eye or something like that, and the other one got his penis cut off or something like that.
Right, because my thing about it is y'all don't seem to have modern medicine here.
How
And
they staying
so
alive?
if you stab somebody in the eye,
What is it?
remember your brain is not that far
It's right on the other side.
from where you would how do you and when they the way they stabbed them, it wasn't like they were taking care to make sure it was just the eye, or like somebody take their fingers and gouge the eyes out,
Oh,
it's a little different. And then you cutting off someone's penis, there are large arteries that flow that way. He could bleed to death. And you done had them in a punishment trailer the whole time and they ain't bleed
standing
to
up,
death.
and he's standing up.
Right. And they have not bled to death. They didn't even go unconscious from blood loss. I mean, what are we talking about here? And they're still talking, and you just got your whole meat cut
Hmm.
off.
Yeah,
You just got your eyes gouged out. You're supposed to be writhing in pain. That young man was still standing up. They're like, oh, and he's still standing up. I'm just
um, we had a comment. Matt says, "Now y'all acting like you forgot how to suspend belief." Then Matt says, "Nah, I was rooting for Lacey to get out. She went to hell and back so many times."
speaking of getting
suspend.
out. Where's old girl who got out is at the end of season 2, and and she's
Paula?
still in the credits. Paula, she's still in the credits, and we still haven't heard from Paula since the end of season 2 when she got out.
Yeah, I think Paula crashed and died or something like
Yeah, but tell
that.
Matt that suspending belief is cool to do every once in a while. But with Tyler Perry shows, you just have to just go into it, just suspending all logic. It's insulting sometimes.
And if you're going to ask us to suspend reality, have it be in a good way. where it's like fantasy, where people like have powers, or it legitimately adds to the storyline, or the fiction that you're trying to tell. This is just insulting our intelligence at points. It's just like, really, really, Tyler, really. I'm just saying.
All right. Moving on to the next episode, which it pretty much was all jumbled together. Diakon's fate sends the highest spiraling, and he has visions that hit so close to home. They prompt a battle for control between River, Ruth, and Obadiah. Okay. This episode, the battle of over control, it happened so abruptly to me. I believe Ruth was the one who kind of put it into motion, that the battle that they're having uh with Obadiah and River. Was it Ruth who started the battle, or I can't
Well,
remember?
she went and told the highest that you can't let him, take over, and you have to like look at him. But she also did the exact same thing about River. So she seems to be just setting the stage for the battle to happen regardless, for him to just be more paranoid. So I guess, yeah, in essence, she kind of started that.
I think too, what what the writing of this show does a bad job is of, I should say, is introducing new characters. Like,
Hmm.
they don't on ramp them. They just throw them in the middle of the traffic and expect you to just navigate this new character, because Obadiah really just came out of nowhere. Because we learned in the beginning that that other elder mother was the one in charge of the children.
Hmm.
She was the
Hmm.
one. She was the one that would keep the keys to the locked trailers for the kids and everything. And then all of a sudden, you just threw this Obadiah character in here magically when they went out of town. Instead of them being with the elder mothers, they went with this Obadiah guy. But wouldn't the Obadiah guy have had to have come from the camp with the kids? I don't know. But my point being that, like you said, this power shift happened really, really quickly. There was no, you know, scaffolding to that, and it it just it feels like this. It felt like they were rushing to get to what happened at the end of the episode. They were just trying to get there so quickly that the storyline leading up to it just did not make sense to me.
When they
um,
introduced Obadiah, well, not really introduce him. I mean, he drove the kids back. It's a weird thing because he comes onto the compound with no real explanation of who he is, and yet he seems to be somebody that everybody has to look up to and fear and all of that stuff. And that's not in sync with what normally happens. Normally, somebody
Right.
brand new to the compound, it's just like, who the hell are you? You. They get punked. You wonder whether or not they'll be seated. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that go down with new people. It was never any of that with him. Now, mind you, he also never wore their colors. He don't wear their robes. He dressed
Right. You don't wear
completely different.
anything.
Nobody asked why. Normally, it would
Exactly.
be put this dude into submission unless the highest were to say something about that person to leave him alone, which didn't happen. Everybody just kind of accepted that he can do what he wanted to do.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's my point. Even if you're going to say that he's this important person, at least give us a backstory. Tell us why he is this person that gets to do all of this important stuff. Or at least give me background information on this character. You didn't give me any of this. All of a sudden, we're just supposed to accept that, oh, he's this guy that everybody should be fearful of, fearful of, that's just going rogue. And it just, it's clunky.
Yeah.
I agree. I I still want to, even though we don't know much about Obadiah, I really would like to know what's his objective, because I believe in episode 10, Ruth and Elder Mother, they kind of had a plan to get the highest back on track. Uh, elder mother had a secret stash of the pills that she used to put in his food, I believe. And mysteriously, it disappeared. And I think later we found out Obadiah was the one who took the pills
Mm-hmm.
and threw them away. So I'm guessing he just wants confusion. I really don't know what the point of throwing the pills away was, but
Well, I think
no,
that the point of throwing the pills away was so that he could put the highest in this crazed state, so that it'll make it
right?
easier for him to kind of like take over. Because I think he has
But when,
takeover plans.
but when did we go from I guess I don't know Obadiah. Like you guys said, I don't know Obadiah, but when did he? I can't even ask. When did he decide? When did he decide to want to take over the camp? But I guess I can't even ask that because I don't know his story. I don't know anything about him, so I'm not even gonna ask. All right. Anything else
Mm.
about that? All right. So episode 11, called Sights and Silence, the highest orders Andrew to find Diakon's killer. River and Obadiah try to capitalize on the highest's growing vulnerability. Ruth and Joan attempt to steal from River. Okay, so before we get into this, I want to know, why is Andrew back? Why is he being trusted with a mission?
And how the hell did he like? I'm sorry. I hear your question, but before we get to that, could we address the fact that you have the FBI outside of the gates? There's a standoff, and people are somehow still checking into the compound. Like how is that happening? And
Right.
they're even saying,
And then Andrew
things
is
like the
amongst the
longer
people
we
trying to
go,
check in.
and they're even saying things like the longer we go, the more recruits they get. Like you're in control of everything on the outside of that gate, even right now. Like, so let's not
Mhm.
pretend that people are just walking up. They could infiltrate in that way. Then why don't they get 30 or 40 people and say we love the highest or whatever, and like walk up to the gate and walk in if it's gonna be that damn easy?
But Andrew is a whole fugitive of the FBI.
Yeah, yeah, that's so
And
true.
he's standing there in the front of the gates with the rest of these people. That's how he got back in. Remember, he was standing outside with the light skinned guy and the dark skinned bald head guy.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
got in with them. And so clearly, the FBI people had to see him.
Oh, they talked about him. They said we're not going to pick him up now because if we arrest him in front of all these people, it'll turn the crowd against us, is what they said. Get the hell out of here.
Doesn't
The
matter.
FBI now got a PR problem?
You
It's crazy.
you talking about the you were saying that the FBI should have arrested Andrew or picked him up?
Yeah, they saw him.
Yeah.
Well, I believe he was like secretly talking to them, like giving them information. So it
After he
wasn't
got
like he snuck
inside.
in there.
Yeah, yeah, that
But
was
they
after
saw
he
him
got
when he was on
inside.
the other side of that
At
gate
this
because he
point,
was
he's a fugitive.
yeah, he was with the
Oh,
other guys that came in. He was standing around them and showing them the way to like, okay, now we're gonna go.
The other part about it is, why are y'all so hell bent on bringing new people in? Y'all see what just happened when y'all just tried to bring the last two people in. The little lady with the high top fade, the black lady with the high top fade, and the little white guy. You see what happened with that shit with haywire. Why are y'all trying to bring new people in now and that just went to hell in a handbasket?
Yeah. Hey, speaking of that, I'm sorry. What ended up happening? I'm because I know that we just got off a
I'm
break.
trying to
What
remember.
happened with her? Did they just let her walk out of there? I mean, I don't remember what happened with her.
I don't remember what happened with her either. I'm really confused. That's a good question.
I
Matt, could
look.
you call in and tell us what happened with her? I got the phone lines on. 'Cause I want to know. I don't remember her
I
story
don't.
getting any resolution. Maybe she left when
Matt.
everybody else left, and maybe she did. I
Oh
think she
yeah, she
walked
might have
out,
left.
but she was smart enough not to turn her ass back around and come back.
Yeah,
Like
she might have left
everybody
when
else, everybody else,
when the compound was open.
everybody else just pranced right back
Mhm.
into the compound.
Yeah, that's probably when
So
she left.
you think she's reunited with her husband again?
I hope not, but hopefully he just left her at this point.
Something was wrong with her. Something was wrong with her. So like I didn't trust her. Yeah. Uh, all right, boom. We talked about.
Well, you were. We didn't even get finished. We didn't really get started. You were about to start talking about this particular episode, and and
Yeah.
and El
Was
Teddy
I?
and I just took over. We're
We
sorry.
was on episode 2, yeah.
Well, no,
Hmm.
you nailed most of it because all I did was ask why Andrew was back, why he was being trusted. But one thing I did agree with Andrew on. Andrew was saying we need to strike now. Andrew was kind of giving the FBI some intel, like, listen, the highest, he's incapacitated. We need to. This is the time to strike, and they were kind of being hesitant. I can't remember why they were hesitant, but I think Andrew was right. Like now's the time to strike, if any.
Yeah,
But
but why
um,
would they even? Why are they talking to Andrew? Like that part made sense to me when Andrew called. It's like, wait a minute, we can't trust this dude. I mean, 2 seconds
You're
later, two
fugitive.
seconds later, they are trusting him though. They're listening to him and talking about what the stuff he's saying makes sense. But yeah, that's bananas. Can we talk about the two guys who came in with Andrew? I don't. Do you either of you remember their names yet?
No.
no.
Do they have names?
Yeah, they
They
might
might.
not.
They
Can we
might
talk
or may
about how
not.
these dudes just talk loud as hell about everything they're about to do right in
Like the
front of
little
everybody?
Peter guy is right there and
Yeah.
they're screaming, yeah, we got to get this money. Like,
Yes.
wait, what?
Yes. Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah. We got to find these weapons and take these people out. Like, I mean, they're not even lowering their voice, not even a little bit. They're not even, remember at first couple of seasons how everybody used to whisper and like look around? They're way past that now.
Hmm.
That was annoying. They've gotten annoying on a whole different level. Nobody cares about who hears them at this point.
That's crazy. What I do want to dissect is Tyler, 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 Tyler. Let me ask a question, Tyler. If you're going to murder one of your main characters on a show, it has to have significant purpose and have long lasting effects on the show. Okay. And so to me, even the reason or the event that happened right after, right, leading up to his death, it was like, that's why he got murdered. Like,
You talking about Daikon or Brother
yeah,
Anthony?
Yeah.
yeah, like to me, yeah, it throws into the whole, okay, you got three people that are trying to take the highest out or trying to, take over. But that could have happened when it was already started before he died. His death doesn't like amplify or now magnify that was happening because it was already happening and could have continued to happen while he was there. That's I don't know. It's Tyler, but to me, Daikon's death is not. To me, it's too. They're too calm about Daikon's death, and to me, I even think the highest is too calm about it. And I say that because he's off his medication. And we've seen when the highest is off his medication and something happens and he loses it. Remember season 1 when he went and killed all of the people who ran away, who ran off, and he killed all of them? We remember when he stabbed Daikon that time in the arm and he was holding his arm 2 seasons. Daikon was holding that arm for 2 whole seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're talking about his most trusted confidant going all the way back to when they were in prison together, who is mysteriously murdered, and it's just very anticlimactic. Oh, he did. Okay, well, we're moving on. That's
Yeah,
just
that's true.
because to me, if you're going to kill him, it needs to add to the storyline and make this and be a significant part.
Either one of you think maybe he's not dead? Because they didn't
It
show
is
him.
Tyler Perry. They showed
And
his head off of his
I,
body. They did show the head off the body.
Oh, they did. I don't remember seeing
Hmm.
that. Okay. Oh well. Yeah.
It must have been a fast glance, El Teddy, because I didn't even see it myself. Like maybe I blinked or something because I didn't see it. And my
I
next question is, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I vividly remember seeing the head off the body. I vividly remember seeing that.
But but is there a reason why they're so elusive the way he was killed? Like why in the blink of an eye, why was it so elusive? Why didn't we see who actually did it?
Exactly.
Even if I don't understand why we're being so cagey about it. So it makes me believe that something's more to this. But you say you actually saw the head. Who saw the head? Was it the highest? Was he like high when he
N-
saw it? I don't know.
No, when they the highest saw when they it was like out on the ground or something like that. I remember, or I don't know if it was on the ground, but wherever it was, the head was off the body because they all saw it. They were
Okay.
looking at it. Or
Man, can you
maybe I'm imagining that. I remember that seeing that.
can
I
you
vividly.
imagine though after something like that, and now you're living on this compound, and you just go back to your bunkers and go to bed? That's a
Well, hell,
lot.
they don't did a
Well,
whole lot on this
They,
compound.
yeah, they seen. Yeah, I agree. They've seen plenty of that on the compound already. That's just that the icon stuff is just a mystery to me, and I feel like there's so much missed opportunity with him. So much more we wanted to know about the icon. I wanted to see. Heck, if we were going to demote him and make him a river, heck, he could have been. That would have been a whole other storyline. Him and Ruth. That's what I thought was going to happen. You know, but I don't know. Are they just make? I don't know. All right. Yeah, I got anything else for that segment?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Episode 12, uh, Pieces to be Played. That's the title of that. River and Obadiah fight for power. Ruth sets the plan into motion. Okay, I did talk about that. To put them against each other. FBI looks for ways to weaken the Rakadushi. We kind of already covered that. I don't see how they're looking for ways to weaken the Rakadushi. The only thing I remember them doing was, I guess, holding resources, but they even stopped doing that, right?
Well, I'm confused because if they did stop doing it, they didn't say they stopped doing it, but they just started showing the FBI just back at the office.
Hmm.
When does the FBI hold up at somebody's compound and there's a standoff and then they just say and then just pack up and go home? Like that never is gonna happen. But they
For,
just back working.
there's so much going on here because you're talking about because some higher ups are derelict of duties because Mac died. This whole thing, we got the sheriff deputy that died. Mac was a whole director, wasn't he? She done dropped the chick that's in charge now. She done dropped the ball. You had a prisoner get killed on their watch. Who's above her not coming and say shut this down? Nah, we ain't wasting no more time. You lost that. You lost Mac. You done lost that deputy lady that got killed. One of your
Hmm.
witnesses, she got murdered by somebody. You got a fugitive on the run.
You have
When
two
is
FBI
somebody that's
agents,
in charge
two
that's gonna
FBI
come
agents that have been killed.
right? When somebody gonna come in and say enough is enough? We take it over here.
And
Like
not
I
just
just feel
random
like
FBI agents that were assigned to the case or like under her direction.
right
This is nuts.
because Malcolm got killed, right? Or
Yes,
where is
yes.
Malcolm?
Actually, Malcolm got killed, but wasn't it Andrew who shot him?
I forgot what happened to Malcolm. I don't even
Yes,
remember what
I
happened
can't
to Malcolm.
remember.
it
I
was
don't
I don't
Andrew.
remember what happened
remember.
to
I
Malcolm at
believe it was
all.
Andrew who killed him.
I don't
I
remember.
remember Malcolm tried to get out and didn't the bear trap catch him or something? Was that
I remember
Malcolm?
that. I remember that Bear Trap. I remember that.
Yeah, that was after he spent all that time in the freezer that wasn't plugged in.
But I don't remember him dying though. I just don't remember what happened to
Matt,
Malcolm.
Matt, did Malcolm die? Let me know in chat. I honestly can't remember. I remember the bear trap. I remember him being. I don't remember him dying. I don't
Well, the
remember
other one
him
definitely
being.
died. The first guy, the one who was infiltrating the police department. What was his name?
Hold, hold on a second. Matt says Malcolm ate poisoned food. I remember that, but he didn't die from that. That was
I
just some
don't
stuff that
remember
Elder
that.
Mother puts in everybody. I remember it was a sandwich that Elder Mother wanted somebody to eat, and he ended up eating it. But Elder Mother, she doesn't poison people to kill them. She just makes them act loopy. So I don't think that that poison sandwich, Matt, I don't remember that killing him.
It's
Yeah, I
so
really
many
don't
loose
remember.
ends here.
Yeah.
Now, so there, are you talking about the first FBI agent that died, the little short one who died with
Yes.
his wife?
Yes, the one who was a
Okay.
police. He infiltrated the police department and he was pretending to be
Right,
a
right,
police
right,
officer.
right, right.
Yeah.
The little short one. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah.
one who whose
Now,
wife Malcolm had.
And his
now,
yeah, Lynn
can I
was his
ask a
wife.
question?
Lynn,
I have a question. I have a very real question.
yeah.
This is how I believe everything you said, Sir Darrell, about Tyler not writing these first three episodes. You want to know why? Tyler always in the first three episodes back gives you what? Gratuitous full frontal male nudity.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got none of that
Yeah. Yeah.
in his first three episodes. Think
No, no,
about
we
it.
did.
We
We did.
did. Yeah,
We
we
did.
did. We did. Obadiah showed it all.
Oh, did he? I
No,
didn't
he
see
didn't.
that.
Obadiah
No, he
showed
did
it.
not.
Are you
Yes, he
talking about
did.
the shower scene?
Yes, Obadiah showed full penis and balls. Yes, he
I
did.
didn't see no penis and balls on no
Yeah, I
Obadiah
didn't see
because
that
they had
either.
the little
You
thing over it.
you didn't want to see it from him, but he did show. I'm just
Well,
telling you they did.
what I was actually talking about were the two guys who were in the shower before River walked in. They walked out, and there was a glimpse there. So I
Well, it was
missed Obadiah.
Obadiah, right?
No, no, no. Just
Yeah.
no. Obadiah
No,
was
he
in the
said it was
shower,
just two
and then there
random
were two
people
guys
from
in
the
the shower with
compound.
him. They walked out, so they didn't have talking scenes. They were just
Yeah.
showering, and they walked out, and theirs was swinging as they walked out.
Oh, I didn't see none of that.
So
I
Tyler
missed
had
all
influence.
Yeah.
He may not.
Yeah.
He was on set. He was on set that particular day. He showed
I
up.
missed all of that.
He showed up on the day that they had a shower.
Hmm. But
No,
yeah, it's
Matt.
just
I was asking. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
we're on episode 3, right?
What?
Or
What
4.
you talking about?
So he's
That's
talking about the 3 of the 4 episodes. So that would be episode 11.
we're on
Yeah.
episode
So
11 or 12.
12 is the current episode.
No,
12
no,
is the
no.
current episode.
Which one
He's
are we
asking which one are
discussing
we
right now?
reviewing right now?
Oh, I don't know. Shit, I don't remember.
Well, let me ask this. You got light skinned dude that goes and murders this chick. Nobody found her yet?
I thought she ended up stumbling out. No, she's not dead, which is
Oh, she's
crazy.
not dead?
Yeah, which
Oh,
is crazy. Like you got to finish her off. You can't just you
because
can't just.
I thought she was dead.
Yeah, me
Okay.
too. I did originally, but then she at a certain point she ended up stumbling out of there. I just don't understand why he wouldn't kill her. Why? What do you? Is he trying to send a message? What was the purpose of going and strangling her and then just letting her go and she's not dead, unless he thought she was dead?
The other part about it is Obadiah, for him to try and act like he's so smart, he's not smart at all. One, why would you have Elder Mother Supreme and try to test her loyalty? Two people who you should never ask to go against the highest is the original Daikon and Elder Mother Supreme. They're not going along with no plan that goes against Tyrone. So my thing is for him to be this person, that this big dog, he should have known Elder Mother Supreme is not the one to go to with that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My other thing about it is what we saw of his training of Lewis was not mind control. He was training him to be able to figure out what people are, So I don't know how we got to this ring the bell and he's like in this zombie like state where he's controlling his mind. I don't know how we got there from the stuff that we saw him training him with before. And why would he just do that? Why would he do that to Lewis and not do something with George? Because that have to happen as soon as the Obadiah goes out of the room, George gonna say, "Bruh, he doing da da da, just fake like you doing it because he trying to control." You know what I'm saying? I feel like he would tell his friend, "This man trying to control your mind." You know, it's real bad writing right there. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because you
Yeah.
controlling a blind man, you're gonna control the blind man, right? And he's gonna be of more help to you than somebody able-bodied. I'm just asking. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Like, and if I were to believe that was gonna work, like you said, El Teddy, he's supposed to be alone and not have his friend in there to kind of coach him. Like, soon as Obadiah walks off, you're like, listen, this is
Hmm.
what's going on. So you're right, he should be by himself. So yeah, I didn't get that. It didn't make any sense unless he is pretending. I don't know.
Well, he got all the answers right.
I don't know. Well, I mean, what do we do with his character? I mean, is he gonna be? He's
And and
blind, so.
and then my thing was when we saw him, I guess episode either 10 or 11, he seemed to try to be friendly to Lewis, to try to, gain his trust and stuff like that. And now you stabbing him in his, wounds and stuff. And it just, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know.
this is very weird. This stuff isn't coming together at all. Nothing is making sense. I really do want to look beyond these things, but it's difficult sometimes. But I still love Ruthless.
My other question is that conversation between Manny and Zane. That was real weird to me and awkward, especially when she was like, when she basically said, "Yeah, you want to try me again?" Like basically said, "I'll cut up your meat again."
Yeah, all of a sudden now she's able to actually walk up to him, and she's not only not afraid
Right,
of him anymore, she's actually threatening him, and then he punks out
right.
from
I
her little
was
words.
like,
It just, and then she put that dumb look on her face and like turned around. Just it was so unbelievable that, I mean, listen, she did get him. We gotta admit she got him,
she
but
got him.
she's not a physically imposing. She can't do that again because he's not about to put his meat in her again. He's not going to do
Exactly.
that. And that's the only power that she actually had. She can't fight him. So, like this whole thing of her acting like she made him do something is absurd.
And is it Manny the one that killed the other girl?
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, he
Manny's
did.
killed
He
a couple
did.
people
The,
Yeah.
the
after, hasn't
other
he?
girl that he had sex that he raped.
Yeah, he just killed her.
The one who was going undercover, right? The one who was leaving the compound
She was
and
leaving,
having
yeah.
sex with
Yeah.
the. Yeah. Yeah, he did kill her.
But have you
Uh-huh.
noticed they've kind of changed Manny's character? Like, we don't talk about that. We don't see Manny as a monster. Back then, Manny was a monster.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true.
he after that situation with Zayn and he got his meat crushed. That's what turned him
Yeah.
into a
He
dog.
started to be
So
more
it
A
wasn't.
evil
human
than
being.
Rakadushi.
That'll
He
do it.
started because
Yeah.
remember Lewis and George was like, "You believe in this shit, dog?" And he was like,
Hmm.
"Yeah, man, I'm here for the raccoon. I guess.
I guess
I
that
mean, I
maybe
guess
that's
having your
that's what it
meat
takes.
mutilated will change you."
Yeah, that's absolutely the truth.
Well, because he didn't know what happened, and I can only assume no one. I didn't know that was the thing. Either like what else could it be? A gremlin in her coochie? Like he didn't know, so
Right?
it was
Hey,
kind of
it'll change you.
crazy. Yeah. Uh, what do you guys rate the last? Okay, what do you rate the last episode?
I feel like it was a filler episode. Um, when Andrew is calling the FBI and telling them, "Oh, I can go in and kill him right now," and this, that, and the third. And I did have a question for you all. Are they trying to allude to the highest being molested by these Johns that his mother would bring in, or like I'm trying to understand
Hmm.
why he's so afraid of the Johns that his mother brings over. Like, are they beating him? Is he being touched or molested or something like that? Like, I didn't understand that whole thing where he's that fearful of these Johns that she has. But for me, I thought this was a filler episode. I thought that conversation between Ruth and the highest was weird. When she went in there and talked to him, um, and did exactly what Daikon said the three of them did. I think Daikon said they were like what, hissing in his ear or something like that, whatever he said, language he used. But she went in there and did
Mhm.
that, and then like at one point he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you hear what River, not River, the new he gonna always be River to me. He's never gonna be Daikon to me. But
Mhm.
did you hear him teaching them?" And so he was like, "Yeah, I need to do something about that." And when she pushed on that, like, "Yeah, you need to do something," and she even added Obadiah to. He was like, "Are you trying to make me mad?" And I'm like, "Well, bro." It was the conversation just seemed real disjointed to me and real weird um between Ruth and the highest right there. And my thing is, Ruth, you've been able to control him before by simply just saying, "Oh, I feel your son telling me that he heard from the rock who died." You know what I'm saying? If you've been able to control him using the son in the past, why not do this now? If you're
Right.
trying to have control, she got the ultimate control. She has his son, and he's going to believe if she tells him, "My son is speaking through me," or whatever she do. I'm just saying that's
Mhm.
how I feel about it. But I thought it was a filler episode.
I had not considered what you just said in reference to them molesting the highest. That would make sense. Like that would be bringing part of the story together as to how he could even come up with these things that he comes up with, because these things, like, I don't know, I because it's funny. I'd like to go back to seating. That is just the most absurd thing ever. The idea of seating somebody who then has sex
Right.
with somebody else, and then your child like goes through that concept, that rape chamber that they built for well, I guess that was older mother Supreme's idea, so he can't even blame that on the highest. That was the most repulsive thing ever.
Yeah.
But some of these things that he comes up with, it could absolutely explain these things if he had to experience this as a child. When I looked at that, I looked at it and just thought, oh, he didn't get a chance to deal with his mother because his mother was so busy being away, and he never got a mother son type of a relationship because his mother was a prostitute. But it could be much deeper than that. Much deeper
Hmm.
than that. Hey, let me ask you all a question. Brother Anthony, the original Daikon, if Obadiah walked in and slapped the shit out of him in the same way that he slapped River, how would that have gone down?
Oh, I don't think he would. I don't think he would. I
Well,
don't think Obadiah would do that. I think he does it to River because it's River. And River gives off that energy that you could just slap the shit out of him. And what you gonna do? I don't see him doing that to the original Daikon. Mm-mm. Especially, I think when he told those people to get out,
yeah,
I think he would have. Daikon would. Who are you talking to? Y'all better sit y'all ass down somewhere. What are y'all talking about? But then on the other hand, Daikon would not be trying to do all of this teaching and instruction and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
that's a part of what Obadiah was getting into. Like, that ain't your place. That ain't your role here. So that's a part of it too.
yeah, they have a bunch of new converts, as they said, who have never really even heard from the highest. They've just been hearing from River.
Mhm.
And my question is, when did they start making new converts wear this white? Because anytime somebody new came in, They all had to put on the purple.
Mhm.
When they start doing this white mess that the new guys have on.
Yeah, I don't know when the new writers came.
And you know what's so sad? We've been asking all of these years for Tyler Perry to put somebody else in the writers' room. You just need better writers. Call me, Tyler. I can help you. Okay, call me. I can help you do this. Lord.
Now I think I understand how the people who complain on the Sisters. You don't watch Sisters, right, El Teddy?
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
He
so
doesn't.
they've been complaining about that for a while, and then when they got new writers, I thought that the new writers were just way better than Tyler, but other people started to complain. That feeling that they have, maybe it's because I am so attached to Ruthless. Like I need it to make sense. I want it to make sense. I'm no matter what happens, I don't think I'm going away from Ruthless until the season or the series actually
Yeah.
ends. But I think that because of that, now I'm understanding how people who are really, because I'm not super invested in Sisters. I do like it, but I'm not invested in it in the same way that I am Ruthless. I dislike the fact that it's not making sense. It drives me
For
crazy.
me, I equate it to I have capacity at any given moment for one Tyler Perry show. I'm not a Tyler Perry fan, so I have the capacity for one show at a time. It used to be back in the day, Have and Have Not. That was my one show, and I remember after about season 4
Yeah.
of the Have and Have Nots, it just got. And I only stayed, and I watched it all the way through to the very last series finale, and I knew it was bad at that point. I was angry every time I watched it, but I was so vested, like you
Yeah.
said, so vested into. I said I just got to see this to the end, and I feel like I'm at that. Ruthless is turning into that point now too. I am still vested, but I know that I can feel the train wreck coming. Like it was like a have to have not. I was so mad that season finale when Jim and Catherine Quire got shot at point blank range with a shotgun, which would damn near blow your body in half.
Yeah, they wouldn't even be
And
able to.
then episode 1
They
of
would
the
need to do
next season,
tests to figure out who you
they
are.
okay. Like what? Like how? So I know that I feel like we're going down that road because it's just it's we haven't heard even the whole bank account situation. Like, where's the safe? Remember, they had a safe, and it's just too many loose ends to tie up. Here to be introducing all of these new characters and new storylines. You already had a lot of open storylines.
When did Joan and Ruth start trusting one another? And do you think I do not believe that she actually transferred that money into Ruth's account. I know that I think that she transferred it someplace, but she specifically mentioned I have a screenshot. Like she talked about like that screenshot of Showing River or whatever. I think that we'll figure out why she did this, but I think that she wants Ruth to think that she has the money for whatever reason, and then when it comes down to it, Ruth is gonna realize she just transferred it to another Joan account that Joan had the account number to. We'll probably find that out soon because I believe the FBI said they're going to look into.
He said that there's money. He said he was watching the money go to another account. He did mention that the FBI, the black guy.
Can you really do $1 million wire transfers and have that thing completely go through without the bank calling you at some point saying, "I would just like to verify"?
The bank is going to call and verify. And I'm sure there's a limit on
$1 million.
Any type of transaction. Like you're gonna have to come in that amount. Nah, you got to come in and sign some documentation.
Yeah,
something got to. Nah, you got to come on in here. Especially when they just went to the bank and took millions of dollars out. How much did they take out when they went to those banks?
They got a few million. They got a few million there. Well, you know, that's another loose end that never got tied up.
That's what I'm saying. They got that saved. Because remember, something happened with the first save, or something was wrong. I forgot what did the key not work, or they didn't have the combination. Something happened with the safe. I can't remember. But my thing is for the bank, If you just took millions of dollars out and now you're trying to transfer to a whole separate account, that's going to trigger somebody, what's the little FDIC or one of the agencies that your administration is now trying to dismantle.
Yes.
but I feel like that would trigger.
Maybe this is written in the future. Maybe this is written 3 years into Trump's presidency. This would be real. This would be possible. We might be able to do these things. Then.
They're prophesying, foreshadowing what's to come.
Yeah.
El Teddy, you got a question in chat. So Matt Gordon says, for El Teddy, was the have and the have-nots the worst and the most disrespectful season finale ever? Question mark.
Oh yeah.
It was the worst. The series finale was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
It was disgusting.
It was that bad. It was literally. And I hear somebody told me that they heard that they were trying to bring back another season. I'm like, how?
How?
Everybody died.
You killed everybody. You
except for Hannah.
Maybe that's what we're gonna watch. Hannah in a mental institution.
Right, like literally everybody except for Hannah died. Like how do
you know what? I bet you. Let's bring it back. It would start with Hannah. You would see her. You wouldn't realize what was going on at first because they have it real close up, and then they pull all the way back, and she'd be basically at a spa or what looked like a spa, getting her nails done, her hair done, and then you pull back. She's living in some because she's rich. Hannah is loaded at that point, and Hannah's probably like living her best life. That's what it would basically be because everybody else is dead.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that.
Everybody else is dead.
Yeah, so we don't want to see Hannah. I don't want to see Hannah.
But I heard that they said they were supposed to be bringing back another season for Netflix or something like that. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that movie that he have on Amazon Prime, Duplicity or something like that. I'm not watching it. I'm not gonna even get myself. For example, I did watch Back in Black, Beauty in Black. That's what it is. Only because my best friend said, if you watch this, I'll watch a show that you want me to. So I watched it just to appease him. But I already told my best friend, don't get happy. This is going to go down horribly. This is Tyler. Not going to make sense. You're going to be mad. Don't invest yourself in it. I'm just saying. You got people getting thrown out of a window at a high-priced hotel. Nobody said anything. No alarm. Nothing.
I got a question in YouTube chat. Demetrius says, "Where is the money that was in the trunk that Ruth had? I don't believe Joan either. Do you think that one of the new guys is Lilo's brother?" I did hear something about that.
But if it was Lilo's brother, wouldn't that be the son of a senator?
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe. I mean, with these halves, who knows? But
and then my other question is, you're right. Now, didn't Ruth put that money in that trunk when the
yes,
compound was open and they was all leaving?
But didn't she at a certain point when the highest came back? Didn't she do some
she put it back?
Stuff where she put it back? Yeah,
she put it back.
Okay,
she put it back.
But that's crazy. I mean, like Ruth, think about Ruth. Ruth got out of the compound. She was in a car. She had all of the money. She had gas the tank. She wasn't running. She wasn't walking. All she had to do was just keep her happy ass on the road and just
like have a baby.
You like Paula.
She didn't have a child though. She didn't have her child.
When she saw that damn school bus, that Obadiah on that school bus.
And,
I don't think she gonna ever get that child back, baby. That's even more reason for it. Because here's what you can do: you can leave, go to the FBI and say, "Hey, my child is in there. Go in there and get my child."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true.
These soldiers, they go to bed at night. They go to sleep at night. They're not prepared for war. There's no way in hell they can't get those children out of there safely. If they parachute in at night, that's all they got to do. They just got to parachute in at night and
I mean, they do
storm
all
the gates.
Of covert missions.
Yeah.
Hell, they killed Osama bin Laden in covert missions and all kinds of stuff. You mean to tell me y'all can't get these kids out of there?
I mean, they're literally right on the other side of that damn gate.
Y'all got half-wits as freaking security with these fatigues and stuff on. Come on now. And it ain't that many of them.
It's not. It's not. It's not. And the
Um,
compound is not that damn big either.
one more comment in YouTube, which I didn't think about. Demetrius says, "Did you all hear Daikon Anthony is sick in real life? Is Would that be a reason why he left the show, or it
It,
has nothing to do with it?"
I hadn't heard that he's sick. The actual actor Lenny Thomas. I had not heard that he's sick in real life. I had not heard
Well,
that. I'm not sure.
I did hear it, but I don't know if it was true or not. I saw a few people post about him being sick, but I mean,
yeah,
I
well,
didn't.
he's confirmed. I don't know about that original video, but no, he has actually confirmed that he was ill. And he did say he was doing a lot better, but who knows what ended up, like what
I
ended up
mean, do we
happening.
know what kind of is it like a terminal illness or something? Is it like cancer or something? Like what's is it? What is this? Did he have the
This,
flu or something? I don't know.
it
Like
had something to
what
do
was
with
the situation?
circulation in his body, and he like for a while he lost feeling in his feet,
Hmm.
and his legs, and so it has to do with his circulation.
Okay.
Yeah, El Teddy, everybody was so elusive about that question, like, what does he really have? But I never got an answer, so I don't know.
Mm.
Matt Gordon says, back to that original question about the most disrespectful finale ever. He says, for better or worse is a close second. I didn't watch that
Yeah,
show.
who watched that show
Wait,
today?
what was ask the question again?
For better or worse was a close second as far as most
Oh,
disrespectful
I never
finales.
see that. I never saw that. I never saw
Oh,
that.
you know what? And
I didn't watch it either.
I was thinking about a different show. That actually, I don't know. I didn't watch that whole season, but I was thinking about that show, Too Close for Comfort. That show that he put out with mostly white people.
Oh, I
There
didn't
was
see
a.
that. No.
Do you even know
I
about that
told you
show?
you get one show from me. I'm actually cheating this go round because I do watch the Oval, but I only watch the Oval because it's tied to Ruthless. That was the only reason that I was watching the Oval because it was loosely, and I'll use that word loosely, tied to Ruthless. But at at this point, even the Oval is stupid.
You, the only thing I'm happy, the Oval is good. Don't get me wrong. I like
No, no,
that they
no.
kind of detached it. They kind of detached it from Ruthless because it. But what I'm saying is the Oval is still good to me. I just Nancy is crazy. I don't understand what they're doing with her character.
Yeah. Jeff,
Uh,
Jeff, Jeff,
I'm
Jeff.
listening. I'm listening. I'm
Here's my
listening.
question to you.
Yes.
And you could be a seventh grader in civics class
Civics.
and and kill this whole storyline. If the president is incapacitated, yes, the vice president gets sworn in to serve because the president is incapacitated. However, at the moment that president is no longer incapacitated, the vice president ceases from being president. That's how that works. There's no such reality where Eli, wait, what's the president's name?
Hunter.
Eli,
Well,
vice
Hunter and Eli.
Hunter. There's
Eli.
no such animal where Hunter is now up alive, walking around, and Eli is still being called the
Yeah, he
president
got to
or
now
thinking
fight for his seat
that
back.
he's
Yeah.
that he has any type of ownership on the president. That's not how that works. It's just not possible. That's not possible at all.
It's like they have the White House on this island to where it's like there's nobody as an arbitrator to, it's just so weird. You're right. I don't know. They're doing their own thing, I guess.
I'm just trying to figure that out. That's the only part that I'm like, okay, but the president is back. Like, how does Eli believe that he's still president? Like, that's not how this works. Or I'll give you a
Well,
perfect example. Even if the president was just in a wheelchair, we've had presidents in wheelchairs
Mhm.
before.
Mhm.
See FDR, you know. And so my point is, there's no stretch of the imagination where you can have me believe that any of this is possible. With the whole Eli trying to be president storyline.
Shootouts happening in the West Wing, and nobody.
Right.
No, it's not a national emergency.
Whole shootouts happening in the West Wing.
Staff don't come to work for a whole day, and it never makes the press.
Wait, the press pool? Where's the press pool?
yeah, yeah.
I mean, come on now. I'm just like Tyler. I'm just saying. Dale gets on my nerves. I swear Dale gets on my last nerve. Dale gets on my last good nerve.
Yeah, he's a user. He's a user. He's not even supposed to be there. Like Nancy
Where's
deserves
Kareem?
everything.
Is he still in the bunker prison or whatever?
He was locked up, right?
Who?
In that little bunker. He was in that prison in
Kareem,
the cell
uh,
in the bunker, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. He was locked
Kareem
up.
was the one who had the pharmacy, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And we just stopped hearing about him.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's plenty of people who shouldn't have a storyline. Like Sharon just came back out of nowhere. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
why?
why why is Sharon back? I feel like after Barry was gone, she shouldn't even been at that house anymore. They don't have kids together. Like
And she even alluded to her staying at her sister's house. Okay, bye. Go. Goodbye.
Yeah,
like I
if
don't
Barry is not
understand.
there, there's nothing that we need from her.
And then for what's her name? The first lady. For her dad to be this all powerful, all knowing entity, and your whole daughter laid up in the goddamn uh uh um infirmary. And then in the infirmary, now wait a minute. Don't they have all types of monitors
Yes.
and systems? And when the second lady goes and injects this lady's IV with this stuff, you would think that monitors and all kinds of stuff would be going off.
This is the acting president of the United States of America. He is literally the most valuable person that they have in that moment because he's the actual president. Well, you know what? He's completely incapacitated at that point, but that's neither here nor
Technically,
there.
right. He's incapacitated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then wouldn't they have to swear in the Speaker of the
Yeah,
House?
the Speaker of the House is third in charge, and so that's who they would. But that's neither here nor
Right?
there. There is no
Tyler,
security
did
in
you
there.
fail seventh grade civics? Tyler,
There is
did you
no
fail?
security in that room, in that hospital room. There's too many people going in and out for there to be no security in there. Al Sharpton has more security than than the president in that moment.
And from what I understand, I don't think they have an infirmary like that in the White House. They take them to an actual hospital.
Oh no, they got a full actual hospital in the White House with an operating room.
Oh. I thought that every time I remember something happening to the president, they take them to a hospital from the White House.
Yeah, they normally do that, but they have one for emergencies, like an actual operating room in a hospital. I mean, in an actual operating room in the White House for emergencies. They probably never want to use it if they don't ever get used. So they probably still would want to take you someplace else.
I mean, a
Crazy,
seventh
crazy.
grade civics class, Tyler. That's it. That's all. That's all I want from you.
I just can't get past the no security, and you're right, and the alarm's not going bananas. You just have Bobby. Bobby is the one who peeped that whole thing. He was able to come in there and realize that something wasn't right.
Why is Bobby still? Why is he still employed there? Like, why? I don't understand. You know, especially I don't understand why he's still on board. Why isn't he fired? I don't
Because
understand
even if
that.
I don't go with Bobby having sex with Eli's wife, Bobby had sex with Donald's wife. Donald is the chief of staff who would be intimately involved with the hiring process for Secret Service. I would think that Bobby would have been fired a long time ago.
The only person he didn't have sex with was Priscilla, I believe. He had sex with all of them, and they had they had their little called him inside that little room, and I guess they wanted to have a I don't know what that was supposed to be when they all had him in a room
Didn't
grilling
Bobby and
him.
Kyle have sex at one point? I think you can't make me believe that Bobby and
Yeah,
Kyle ain't have sex at one
Sir
point.
Daryl,
Because
I
Wait,
didn't
was
the
wait,
trying to
wait,
first
wait.
tell
season
Sir
that whole
Daryl that.
situation?
So, did who
Yes,
didn't? Who?
I was trying to tell Sir
Bobby and
Daryl about
Kyle?
that. Yes,
Well, no,
I was
no,
trying
no.
to
You
tell you
wasn't trying to.
about.
I told you.
Yes, I was. No, I was telling you, like back in the day, Cal used to like grab on his behind and stuff, and they kind of changed his character around, like, cause now
They
he's
did.
not with it. But before, I remember
That
Cal used to
first
grab him on his
season,
behind and stuff. Uh
that
huh.
first season, they were flirting with each. It was all kinds of flirting and all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff with each other.
Oh, you're talking about that? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're probably right. I was. What is the what is the other guy's name? The one who is dating the chief of staff. What's his name?
Kyle,
Kyle.
Kyle. That's
Kyle, the white guy.
Kyle actually. Bobby admitted that Kyle had done oral on him before. Bobby actually
yeah,
admitted that.
they done did some stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it
Donald
wasn't
probably
like
got him a
against his
piece
will.
too.
No, no, no. It wasn't against his will, but
Probably
he made it real clear. It ended there. while
no.
while while
I don't
his
believe that.
friend did do the whole shebang with Kyle.
No, but
I don't believe that.
what me and El Teddy are talking about season one, this wasn't a person that's DL or whatever you want to call it that did it just for certain reasons. They're standoffish. They're not flirting like how he was. Bobby was
Bobby
literally
was flirting
flirting.
with Kyle.
Kyle pinched him on his behind and he kind of jumped up and
The man
mm-mm.
was shot.
They just changed. Say it again.
The man was shot. He was staying in his house.
I re- I remember. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like he would have. They addressed that. Is all I'm saying. He actually addressed that he let Kyle do oral on him before.
But it was more than just that one time. It had to be, and it was more than Bobby. I think he is a fluid person. That's what I'm
Mhm.
gonna write him off as.
Bobby
Bobby
like
is
dipping
fluid.
spoons in the sugar bowls.
Yes, yes. Uh huh. He goes with the flow. And do we? I I'm gonna switch subjects. Priscilla, she is still a mystery to me. I don't know. I still want to get to the bottom of what's the chip on her shoulder. Why she stopped having sex with Sam? What does she want
Well,
from
we know
Sam
why she
now?
stopped having sex with Sam
Why?
because he was sleeping with the first
No,
lady.
no, no, no. That happened afterwards. That happened.
Oh, you're saying
I'm
that
not
they were
justifying
already
it.
not having sex. You're right. You did. They did say that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to
And
know who her and old boy worked for.
Yeah, that's what I need to know.
yes,
That's what we need to
yes.
know who they work for.
Yeah, because Priscilla, she kind of flexes her muscle, but you never really see Mr. Richard. He really don't make no calls to make stuff happen, but she does. That's the only difference I see between them.
Yeah, he
You
just go
know,
killing
Priscilla
people.
will make yeah, yeah. But yeah, I want to know who they work for. I want to know what's their MO. Like, what's the deal?
Like,
You
why are they
know?
there? If they work for somebody, okay, okay, y'all work. What's y'all point of being there? What are y'all reporting back to these people?
Right. Now's the time. If there was any time to pull up whatever you
Exactly.
had to do, now would be the time to do
Now
it.
is the time.
Why would
Whoever
we
they're
been past the
reporting back
time?
to, though, I'm guessing they can't be government because Priscilla, was able to get Veronica's father to call, and he's not government. So they must be working with the secret society. They must be working with the shadow government because
Mm.
she had basically she was able to narrow it down to the second. The phone's about to ring. You might want to answer that. 5, 4,
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, and
Mm-hmm.
it was
You
straight
think
up
she
that.
might be working for Veronica's mother? Wait, is her name Veronica? Is that woman's name?
I said, I mean
Veronica.
Victoria. Victoria. I think I did say
Victoria.
Veronica. Victoria.
Veronica is from Have and Have Not.
Yes, yes, yes.
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah.
And I never
Um.
really even thought about that until right now because I was thinking, is she CIA? But no, if she's somebody in a legitimate government, that they probably not going to have the access to Victoria's dad in the way that the shadow government would have access to Victoria's dad.
mm,
um, Demetria says, "What happened to Miss Jody?" I don't remember that name, and
that's the
she
neighbor.
put,
Ain't that's the neighbor?
"Oh yeah, 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 the nosy neighbor,
The
right? There's
nosy
always a
neighbor.
nosy neighbor."
hmm
I don't
Where was
know.
she at when
That
people
is
was getting stabbed out and stuff and killed and stuff? Where was she at when the daddy was coming over there blowing what are they back out?
Nancy,
Fancy, yeah.
When he
Nancy,
was blowing
nasty,
Nancy back
nasty,
out.
Nancy, nasty, Nancy, and she got some nerve. Like she showing her true colors. She show her true colors now. Like she act like she's so godly and stuff, and she don't know what liquor tastes like. Girl,
hmm
please, who you fooling? Who you fooling?
She throwing it
Who you
back now.
fooling?
She throwing it back.
Like that is so, and I felt like I felt like nobody was fighting for Mr. Richard. I'm like, dang, like people just watching this crap. I can't stand Dale just like you. He's a user. You
Yep.
see Nancy is not in her right freaking mind spiraling, and you like, oh well, I got a car out of this. You know, he is so freaking dingy, and I hope he gets what's coming to him. And I'm
Yes, if I
glad
was in his
Sam.
position, I'd be getting that car too, though. This man got
I'm
nothing.
not saying I wouldn't have
No,
got the car,
but
but
he
Dale,
don't get to
first of all,
complain. He don't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Dale, you got too many loose because allegedly somebody looking for you, whatever, somebody searching after you, and you scared for your life, but you still got all this stuff going on. You still calling Alan every chance you get, knowing that Alan is connected to Kyle and Kyle is listening in. Like you're not trying to remove yourself from Kyle. You obviously like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and well, if I did get that car, I'd be in that car, and I would literally be 2 states away by now.
I'll be at the Rock
Yeah.
Adushi compound by now.
He, he's sleeping. He can sleep in that car. That's crazy. He's got a vehicle. You can sell it if you want to, or sleep in the back seat. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And then the guy who's letting him come back is just a stupid. Like any straight guy, and I'm not. I know that's kind of ignorant, but the straight guy is not gonna be like, dude, get your behind out of here. I'm not your friend. Why do you want to stay at my house? I'm just saying. In reality, that guy, I don't know his name, but he would not. Alan would
Allen.
not let Kyle
Mhm.
stay there. Alan would not let Kyle stay there. He gonna be like, who is this? Why do you want to stay at my house? No, that's what I think would happen in real life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh, Demetria says they should have left Dale at the store on the compound. There it is. She's right. I forgot. They met him at the compound, the
Mhm.
store
At
close to
that
the
store.
compound. And that, hmm
That was during
He's
season
one of
what,
the,
2, 3, something like that.
yeah, but that's his character shouldn't have been developed. They should have left him there. She's right.
There was nothing to
They
develop there.
should.
They figured out a way.
Nothing.
No, no. No, that I don't think there's nothing left for Sharon. So okay, so my last thoughts on Ruthless before we close out. Do we think that they just saying, okay, I don't care about all these loose ends because the show is gonna end? Is could that be a case the case like, okay, we don't care about all these loose ends. We just about to close. We about to have a series finale. We don't care about these loose ends no more. You think that could be happening?
It would make sense. I mean, it would be par for the course for Tyler because he does stuff like that.
Yeah, he
Like
does not
if
tie
it's
up
about
in.
to end, he don't care.
Yep, he just
He
makes
doesn't.
everything just happen real fast, in 2
Yep.
episodes, and then we're going to the last episode saying, "Oh my God, you got 20 things to tie up. Let's see how he's going to do this." Knowing damn well he's not going to do it. It's not possible. He's just going to end it.
Yep. Blow everything up.
Blow it up the compound. They put dynamite
Mm.
all over. See how they got rid of Lacey so fast and abruptly.
Have them drink the Kool-Aid.
After all of Lacey went through and trying to die and trying to get out of there and all of these things, she just within 2 seconds she was gone.
I
And
can't even say.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
And then after all of that, now I know that the reporter went in, and I know that she went in with the FBI agent and all that stuff, right? But how does River really think that they're going to just be comfortable with her? Just okay, we're just gonna tell you what to say. We got your address. We're telling we got your address in case we have to like find you later. And you just go out and just know that this will be the story that's actually told. I mean, that part was also ridiculous. I would have just thought that they were gonna just try to keep him or something like that. But they've done this a couple of times. Just let people leave. They let who was the first person they let leave? They let somebody leave. They just ended up just taking them and just releasing them. Somebody came. You all remember this?
I know the son from the Oval. They let him leave. The
Yes,
son
yes,
from
that's
the
what it was.
Oval.
There's Lem
Jason.
Lee.
That's what you talking about.
Yes.
That didn't make sense to me.
No, he saw everything. You just leave.
But I do
can't think of
know
anybody else.
that that wasn't that around the time where the highest stopped listening to Daikon, and Daikon would try and tell him we shouldn't do this, and the highest was doing it anyway.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I know they also let Lynn. They let her leave too one time before she came back because she was there and they let her leave. Yeah, that's the one who was cracked out having sex with Malcolm. All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
before she died. Before she died. But they knew she was leaving. They let her leave. Remember? They let her
Yeah,
leave.
that's what I'm saying.
And then they had all of the stuff around her in her bed. Remember they had all of the powder and the dust and stuff all over her with the candles in the bed when she went back home.
Yeah, she left and then started craving them. They
Yeah,
got her good before she left because her ass was coming back. Because she basically remember she was saying she ain't never had it that good before. Like she was a drug addict, but she ain't never had that level of drugs that she had on that compound. She was basically saying they got the good stuff up there.
And you know what, they really gave up on the story outside of the compound, like with Malcolm's wife. And remember, we used to have like season 1 and part of season 2, we had a whole storyline of people and stuff that was going on outside of the compound.
Yeah, we're back and forth. Yep.
Yeah, and then went back and they just completely abandoned that.
Like my favorite character, I don't even remember her name, but it was the one who was drinking all the time. You remember that? It was
that was Malcolm's wife.
No, Malcolm's wife's sister.
No, I thought that was
not
Malcolm's
Malcolm's
wife.
Wait.
Not Malcolm's wife. It's the other
I don't know
one.
who you're talking about. Crap. She was the one getting cheated on.
Yes.
Oh no, that's what you call it?
Malcolm's wife. Malcolm's wife.
Not Malcolm's wife. The other.
That's the one who's
because what you call it? Andrew's wife.
No, I guess it was Malcolm's wife. She ended up being
Malcolm's wife is the one who was drinking. Malcolm's
Yes.
wife is the one who was drinking. Yeah, it's Malcolm's wife.
Well, no, it was who was Andrew's wife was cheating with Malcolm. Andrew's wife was cheating with Malcolm, remember?
Yeah, but Malcolm's
wife was the one that was drinking.
Yes.
Because she knew that Malcolm was cheating with Andrew's wife.
Well, she knew that he was cheating with somebody.
She knew, yeah, she knew he was cheating with somebody.
Right.
She later found out that he was cheating with Andrew's wife.
Yes. Yes.
And remember
Yes.
Andrew's wife,
Yeah,
and she confronted her and stuff like that. They just really gave up on that
All of that.
all of the
All of
stuff
that.
that was
Yeah.
going on outside of the compound.
y- yeah. It was because Malcolm he really liked Andrew's wife, but he was just having sex
Hmm.
with Lynn. Yeah, from what I because he was cheating with two different people.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's cheating with a lot of different people. I think that
But
was part. Those are the two that we like got to know. But I think that they were saying he was running
yeah,
through the wives of the department. I think that was the
yeah,
thought process.
probably. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, got anything else?
No, I think that I got it all out.
I gotta go watch episodes 7 and 8 of Invincible. That's it.
Oh, you watch Invincible?
Hmm.
That's Sir Daryl, you don't know about that because you don't watch like fun cartoons and stuff.
No.
But man, oh man, Invincible is getting good. What you talking about
I'm
like a
only up
recent
to episode
episode?
6. I haven't seen episode 7 and 8 of season 3.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you nothing. But man, oh man, that I stumbled on that show by mistake, and I've been hooked ever since. It is so good. Oh
It's
my
good.
goodness, some Invincible. We gonna have to
I'm
talk
looking at this
Invincible one
right
day.
now. I'm looking at pictures. What is this show about? Is this anime?
It is
Not
animated, yes.
you could think of it like anime. It's really a cartoon, but it's
Yeah.
American cartoon, but you could think of it like anime almost, but
Well, okay, let
it's
me ask
more
this. Is it the kind of
superhero-ish.
cartoon where there are actual scenes and you see things happening, or is it like are all of the shots basically right up close, where and then you have to imagine all of the stuff happening in the background?
No, 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 no.
No.
No, you see a canvas. Is that what you're asking?
I don't.
Like it
That would answer it. Yes, I see. We see a canvas because I'm looking at these
yeah, you see a
pictures.
And
canvas.
remember in season two, they reference that too. Like they'll do like stuff like breaking the fourth wall, where he says, "Yeah, because some cartoonists get lazy," and in the background, the people are. Well, remember they did that in season 2, and he talked about all of the
Mhm,
little tricks that cartoons do that when they're
mhm.
when the cartoonists are lazy and things like that, and they started doing it in the scene.
Yeah. All right. I might have to check this out.
So Daryl, I don't. Your mind won't be able to grasp it. That's
What
what
are you
I
trying to
He
say?
could
think.
grasp Tyler
Are
Yeah.
Perry. If he could grasp Tyler
He,
Perry, he certainly can grasp. At
I
least the
because
storylines make sense on Invincible.
so basically you're saying that my mind is not developed enough to handle this particular cartoon?
because it is animated, and you're gonna be like, why are they flying? That's what I think you're gonna say. Like,
But if
Well,
you know that up
let
front, it makes
let's
sense.
you're making a good point. If these Tyler Perry shows were drawings, I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it. If Ruthless was a cartoon, I'd be like, oh, okay, like everything would just line up, but it's not, and that's the problem. if
oh
sisters
my
if
goodness.
sisters
And
was a
this story,
cartoon, it would be fine.
and the sad part is, Invincible has way better storylines and way better character arcs than what
It
you
is
have
so good.
in Ruthless.
Yeah, Invincible is so good. Oh my goodness. It's really good. You got any up and coming projects, El Teddy, for the people?
I do, like I say, every Friday, every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. on my channel, El Teddy 27 Official. We have what I call Run Your Mouth, which is basically a rundown of the day's headlines and stories, a lot of politics, but also some pop culture as well. On Tuesday evenings, I do a show called Red, Blue, and Black with a co-host that's all politics, and as it relates to us Black people. On Wednesday, I do a show called Teacher Project 2.0 with another panelist that we talk about all things education. And then on Saturdays, if I'm in town, we have Silly Saturday, which is our premiere programming on my show. And we talk about everything, you name it. We talk about it all on Silly Saturday. Have a good time doing it. And that's all. So if you want to join me, come tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to my channel, L Teddy 27 Official, and come check us out. That's all I got.
All right, all right. Hopefully, El Teddy blesses us again for another panel for
I
Ruthless
had a
if
good
I can
time.
catch him. I
I had a good
appreciate it. I
time. Invite
appreciate
me
it.
back.
I will. Anything from you, Sir Darrell?
No, sir.
All right, guys. So we're gonna end this on a good note, and I'm just gonna say, guys, life is hard, but it's fair. It might be nappy, but it's here. That's time, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Laters.